Hello Shawnigan, this is my view from Stillwater's Wharf. It's Shimama Bell-Irving, and I want to show you my floating gardens. So I started building these in 2014 when I took my permaculture course with Starhawk and Charles up at our eco-village and learned lots of stuff. And relearned lots of stuff that my grandmother had taught me and I just kind of filed away and hadn't used. That's a wetland right there. It was just a 2x4 frame with styrofoam. We punched holes through the styrofoam, we shoved cattails through it and some trees, and then we put a layer of fabric down with a thin layer of sandy soil, and then we threw grasses and mosses and etc. onto it, and that is what we got. So it's all filled with wetland things that I find in wetlands along my shoreline or in wetlands when I go for walks. Sometimes I'll snag a plant here and there. And here we have my floating vegetable garden. So this used to grow my food on it for the summer of 2014 and the summer of 2015. I grew cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes. I tried carrots, they got too soggy. I had cantaloupes. I'm trying to remember what else I had, but I had a fair whack of food that was all growing on this, and it was all self-watering, and I didn't have to worry about it being eaten by deer, rabbits, slugs, snails, wood bugs, or any of those little creatures, because unless it had water wings or it flew out here, it didn't get out here. So that was very functional. That garden over here that my dog Lily is in front of is an alder forest right now. It did have some strawberries and stuff on it, but the alders took root, and I've just left them there because they're a really good water cleaner once again, and it wasn't really a very strong wharf, so it wasn't really good for holding soil or growing food. So over in the distance, over here, you can see another garden there that has containers on it. That used to be another vegetable garden, but it hasn't been growing very good vegetables because it lost some of its flotation during its beating up of 2 summers on the front of my wharf. It got beaten up by the wakeboards wakes, so a lot of the flotation popped out. So I've got it held together with some strapping and things, but it needs barrels to go underneath it to lift it up again so that I can grow food, because right now the boxes are just mud. So I've just left them to grow grasses and cattails, because those clean the water. So it's not growing food for me, but it is cleaning the water. So I just wanted to show everybody my gardens, because I know people know I'm doing this, but I just thought I'll give you a little short video. Well, maybe not short. Anyway, so wetland, floating veggie garden, alder forest, and then another floating veggie garden if I can get flotation under it in time. So anyways, this is Shimama Bell-Irving. I'm at Stillwater's right across from Memory Island. If you want to come and see the gardens, just tootle on by. If I'm home, just, call out Shimama and I'll come out of my house and I'll show you what I've done. And then we can start doing it. Just imagine everybody along the shoreline having their own floating vegetable garden. We would have food security. We wouldn't have to worry about going to the farmer's market. We would have it in our front yards. And we don't have to worry about the contaminants in the water like I did after the pit breached, because I've got biochar now. So if we all put biochar in our soil, or just grow in the water with the biochar, I'm trying to figure that one out, we would not have to worry about food at all. We would be able to grow enough to keep us fed for the summer, and we can can them. So anyways, just a thought and an idea that I want to share. Thanks.